Hi, hello, good morning. Now, this is just a quick video that I'm doing because it seems like what I've been trying to do on social media is being lost a little bit in translation, which is why some people have been quite abusive, not just to myself, but to others, which is why their comments have been removed. Now, I am talking about personal independent payments, which are awarded to people from the Department of Work and Pensions. Personal independent payments has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not people have a job, whether or not people are fit for work, and they are not a means tested benefit at this moment in time. Now, it has had a number of different names over the years. And if it's a child that is claiming, so that's anyone under the age of, I believe, 16 or 18, then it is called Disability Living Allowance. Anyone over the age of 18, it is called Personal Independent Payments. And then when you get older, I think it's 50 or 60 years old, it's then called attendance allowance, but they are exactly the same benefit. They pay exactly the same amount of money, give or take, to people. And it is not about whether or not you can work. Personal independent payments is about how your disability affects you on a daily basis. And as I've been saying before, not all disabilities are visual. So when people are passing judgment, I think they need to get the facts straight first. Okay, there are loads of people out there who have got disabilities that you wouldn't even know they had just by looking at them. If we all went around going, oh, yeah, that person's fine, that person's fine, that person looks fine, that person looks fine, then shame on you. All right? Now, I have removed some of the comments recently because they've been a bit disgusting and a bit very, judgmental. I mean, and then some of them, obviously, I've kept. And if people feel like they are well enough to work and they choose not to claim personal independent payments, that is their decision. But I do not see why people should be penalised and to not be properly informed by the Department of Work and Pensions, by the NHS, etc., by adult social services or Citizens Advice Bureau or whatever, as to what benefits they may or may not be legally allowed to claim. Oh, this is just my little boy being my little boy. Okay. So once again, personal independent payments has absolutely nothing to do with universal credit. It is a separate benefit on its own. It is assessed differently to universal credit. But what the government are doing is they're lying to people. I got told that I've got a month to submit my medical records. I phoned them up with the help of somebody the other day, and they told me that I need to ask for what is called an extension because it's taking up to 15 weeks before any decisions are being made. So now not only are the Department of Work and Pensions penalising people who... Sorry, my screen froze. Who are currently penalising people from claiming personal independent payments, they're now telling them that if you want to still claim this benefit or wish to try and apply for this benefit, that you've got to submit your information. Hang on just a second. Right, you are being extremely rude. I am on the phone. They're in my bag. Okay? Okay. So find my bag and feed yourself. Okay? Your arms and legs work. Sorry. Joys of taking care of an autistic child. So, yes. What was I saying? Yes. So what the Department of Work and Pensions are now doing is they're not just penalising people by stopping their benefits. they are now lying to the general public because it has taken over 15 weeks for any benefits to be potentially paid out or any decisions to be made, which means that people who, like myself, who up until it was 3 months ago, I was still on personal independent payments, which has absolutely nothing to do with universal credit. They stopped my money. They have not explained, they gave me no information as to why it was going to stop.
It shocked me the one fell out somewhere else.
Really? I'm on the phone. Can you be quiet, please? Sorry, so they didn't say why it was just an instant stop. I have lost 8 months of benefits, which I believe I should have legally been still entitled to. I didn't actually have to be reassessed until December of this year. It took them, they should have assessed me in December 2023, but they never assessed me until March 2024. That just clearly proves how far behind they are with assessing people. They've now told me it's a 15-week waiting list, give or take, which means that even if I am re-awarded my benefit, they will have to backdate it to March this year. So it's like, oh, don't worry, you'll get your money if we think you should legally be having it. But in the meantime, people like myself are being penalised and having that money taken away and being told, oh, you can survive without that income. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter whether I was working or not working. Personal independent payments has got nothing to do with how much money you've got in the bank, how many hours you work a week. It is to do with how your illness or disability affects you on a daily basis, and whether or not, based on the information that you give to the Department of Work and Pensions, you are then awarded personal independent payments that can either be for daily living needs or mobility needs or both. Okay, so this is why I'm doing this video, so that people are aware that it is a 15-week period that they are making you wait, but they are only giving you 4 weeks to submit your paperwork, and they are taking 3 weeks to deliver the letters. Now, I cannot get my medical records at the moment. I've been told that it is an 8 to 12 weeks waiting list to get my medical details. And if I want them any quicker, like a letter from my GP, I now have to email my surgery. They don't do the calling at 8 o'clock anymore. They are now triaging people, like when you go to the hospital, and they are expecting you as an individual to email your surgery, tell them what you think is wrong with you. They are then going to go through the list, and if they think that you're not a high enough priority, you won't get to see a doctor, you won't get a call back. And then if you are lucky enough to speak to your doctor or get a face-to-face appointment, they are currently charging £35 for them to write a medical letter on your behalf. Now, the last time I had a medical letter written for me was for my unfair dismissal case. And because my doctor didn't clearly, in the court's opinion, write in the letter that he wrote for me that they believed that my disability was severe enough for me to win my employment tribunal and prove that I had been deliberately disability discriminated against by my employer, I was not awarded anything from my employer. So for 2 years, I couldn't claim benefits. 3 years I couldn't claim benefits because I was sanctioned because I was accused of gross misconduct. And it took me 3 years to prove to the Department of Work and Pensions that I had not broken any employment laws or legislation, and that my employer had deliberately got rid of me because I was disabled and pregnant. So at the end of 3 years, I got a letter saying from the government, from the employment tribunal, saying this person was unfairly dismissed, but we are not awarding them any financial compensation because we believe that within the 3 years that they were not working, they could have had another job. Well, I had another job. I had 3 other jobs. Okay, and I was pregnant. And the moment every single employer, I don't care what anyone says, found out I was pregnant, they terminated my contracts. They won't admit that the reason they got rid of me was because I was pregnant, but that is the real reason. So even in the 21st century, women are still losing employment due to being pregnant, depending on what job you do. Or if they're not losing their job, they are having their hours cut, or they're being sanctioned. So even the right to have a baby, when it comes to employment, women are being discriminated against. Not just women, fathers as well. So they now get what is called paternity leave. But again, employers don't want to be giving them that time off. But that is a separate issue. The main thing I'm trying to talk about is personal independent payments, how people are being affected on a daily basis every single day because the government have decided to try and save money by penalising people who are sick, who are vulnerable, who are elderly, by stopping their benefits. Yes, they've saved money, but in the long run, if all of these people win their employment tribunal case, they have then got to be backdated and make sure that they get that money back. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to contact me. And again, this is about personal independent payments, not universal credit. Okay, it's a totally separate benefit. So if you want to make some comments or leave anything, fair enough. But anyone who is rude or abusive will have their comments removed. Okay? Thank you very much for your time, and bye for now.
Should we split this one into 2? This cut into 2.
You are very rude.